bubble skirt, and I'm still figuring out how to like actually pragmatically do different types of things like waistbands, zippers, etc. I'm still working on that. So I'm working on this waistband. Elastic needs to be added, and it wasn't quite lining up correctly. And I was thinking maybe that I needed to add some backing to it. Because once this is in, it's okay, but I think a little bit more stiffness would be helpful for the waistband. So I am actually using a razor blade, which you can be very careful, but it's a lot faster to like pull seams out. So that's what I'm doing to finish up and redo. So I have to redo it, but that's part of the learning process. And but I'm excited about the bubble skirt. There were a few things. I'll flip around. Like how it's coming. I kind of ran out of paint because I thought I would do the whole thing in blue, and then the markers were running out of paint pretty fast. So I ended up doing a rainbow design. So you can see it just kind of goes around with different colors. And the bubble part is where it's like double lined. But I was also kind of struggling with, I had to like kind of seam over a little extra so it kind of pulled the fabric up to make it more bubbly. The other thing that was a bit of a challenge was that when I was using the markers, I did use a towel so that it didn't bleed through, but some of it kind of leaked onto a couple of spots. So I've got to figure out how to make that look like a design versus just an oopsie, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm gonna take this waistband off and add in some, I forget what it's called, but it adds some stiffness to like collars and stuff, so you can like iron it on so to this waistband piece, because I was really struggling with it rolling a lot to work with it. So I'm gonna see if that works, and then we're gonna give it another go to pull it together with this elastic band. So that's all that's left for this skirt. And then I can just take carefully the razor and just kind of slide it a little bit faster. But I'm just learning how to do this, so I've got to figure out. Yeah, it's a little faster actually. A little faster to do it this way, which is nice, because this is like kind of annoying to have to pick out stitches. So that's what I'm going to try to do. It's worth the risk of cutting up my fabric, I think, with ADHD, because I just want to get this part of the job done. Fix und fertig. Completed. See, I did nick it just a slight bit. Hopefully, with the backing, that will help keep it from ripping too much. But I've seen like really professional people use the razor blade, so I was like, well, I'm not a professional, but that definitely looks a hell of a lot faster. So that's what we're going to try to do. Because this is the annoying part of sewing, for sure. It's like this little stuff that will keep me from doing a project, because I'm like, oh my God, that's going to take forever, and that did not take that long. Basically, this is my waistband thus far. Now, do not take this as a tutorial, because it is not a tutorial. This is just basically what I'm trying to cobble together from YouTube videos. But it's basically a piece of fabric that you basically put in half like this, iron it down, and then on either side you're going to kind of flip the edges over, so then it meets together and there's no raw edges, like so. And then what you're supposed to do is attach the band all the way around the waist in one, consistent line. Then what will pull it all together is the elastic, which you measure. I think it's like 2 centimeters. Nah, I don't know how much in centimeters. It's like either 2 inches tighter or what have you than the waist, so that it kind of like pulls together a little tight. So that's what I did. And then you thread it through with like a big clothespin, right? No, that's not a clothespin. Safety pin. You thread it through with a big safety pin, and then this band probably would have been better to be a little bit wider, because it was becoming a little challenging, as you can see, to get it through without it rolling. Now, maybe I should do another band. Did I plan this? Absolutely not. I just kind of winged it, which is basically the story of my life. Surprise, surprise, I winged something. So yeah, like it's wider on this side than the other side. I did not measure this to make sure that the band itself was like completely the same. I just eyeballed it. So of course, if you do the measurements, you're probably going to come out a lot quicker than I did. But I digress. So that's what we're going to do next, I think. I don't think I have enough more fabric to make a different band. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what we got, and that's what we must do. Yeah, these are really short. This is all I have left. And most of these pieces, they're not long pieces. They're just like these little fat swatches. I could, you know, maybe like do some sort of like quilting type of like project, perhaps. So I'm gonna keep those for that for later. So now I'm just trying to get some of the little threads out, and then I'm going to re-iron it. And then this piece here, I've got to cut out to match this. And then I'm gonna put that on. It says to take a damp cloth and use it to dampen material in stages, and then iron for 12 seconds, and then allow it to cool before use. And then, you know, that gives it enough structure to actually keep this together. The only annoying thing about this fabric, I will say, is that because it's two different colors, when you're trying to like actually sew with a sewing machine, you're gonna have to choose whether you want it to look dark or light on the fabric, because it just it doesn't blend in. For these pants, when I was doing the cuffs for them, I ended up hand sewing them because I didn't want the look of that. But I'm not gonna be picky with this one, so it's just gonna have to look how it looks. But I would like to try to get the lines a little bit better, because it was definitely getting crooked. Part of the reason for that is because the band itself is not actually consistently straight. So we have what we have. I'm gonna re-iron it and then start this process of cutting out pieces for this, and then we move on from there. There's the gluey bit. See? Shiny? Not so shiny. Shiny side down. Okay, did that do it? Yeah, that did it, but we got a little sticky on our thing. Right, let's try this again. Try to get that sticky bit off. I'll have to do that later. Okay, one. Maybe I need to put a cloth over it. Maybe. Would that work? Is this how normal people do it? I think they do. I forgot. I've done this before, but I forgot. Let's try this. Yeah. Well, close. We gotta line it up. Do you see how chaotic and hot mess this is? So a sane person would do this again. We're not sane, are we? We are not sane at all. I'm gonna just cut this motherfucker and lay him out. And then hopefully it won't be too annoying when we wear it. I keep forgetting to pull the mic out. And so I'm gonna try to remember to do that more often. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. All right. Moving on down the line. Right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20-ish for that area. Good, good. Oh, I forgot the cloth. At least it didn't get sticky again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, moving it on down. Hopefully we will be able to thread the thing through. Hang on, I've got this. Watch me forget like 5,000 times, but that is okay. See, I can show you that even if you are chaotic as fuck, you can still do projects. And you can do them with zest, with gung-ho. Good, good. All right, that looks pretty damn good. Now we flip it back over again into this waistband. It's already down. Okay. Then this. Okay. Then let's see what we got. All right, that looks pretty good. And now let's see if we can attach it back onto the skirt. What I'm trying to do is just do a bit of catch up on the project. So I ended up having to do the waistband all over again. So I had ripped it out, put it together, and realized that the elastic was too wide for the space, for the waistband space. So I went ahead and bought another thinner waistband elastic and ended up swapping it out with that, and it lays much more. It's definitely flatter. It was able to like stay much better. It's rolling a little bit, but you can't really tell. I'm still going to have to figure out how to do these elastic waistbands, which is like supposed to be like one of the easiest things to do. And I'm struggling with it a lot, but that's okay. Overall, it looks pretty good, I would say, for a first attempt. There's one spot here. Just to clarify, I'm not redoing it again for the 5th time, but there is one spot that I think because the width of the original waist was too long, and maybe, I don't know, it was just also, you can tell it's bunched. It was pretty good, and then we hit the point where there was too much fabric to go around. So I need to get the correct circumference of a waistband to connect with to draw it up. So we had to draw it up too much, and then ran out, and then had too much bunching here in the back. But because of the pattern, and depending on how I wear it, so like say for example, I want to wear it sort of bunched on the side like this, it looks fine. It just kind of kicks out with my hip a little bit more. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. We had talked about where it leaked a bit with the paint marker, but I'm just going to not worry about that right now, and we're moving on, because I think I would still wear it, and that is the question that I ask. Will I actually wear this? And I would. I think I would still wear it, even like this, with those mistakes. So we move forward. Still not sure. Still balancing, trying to figure out the balance of what do we fix, what do we scrap, what do we do again. But I think we're getting to a good balance of those two challenges, I would say. So the skirt is done, and I think it's cute. I would definitely wear it. And so we'll see what we can do with the styling. All right, so here's the skirt, slightly styled. I will not be wearing these boots to walk everywhere, because we walk a lot here. In fact, we walk everywhere, and these are pretty heavy to be carrying around, walking around in for long periods of time. But I thought it would be cool to show you what it looks like with boots. I will probably be wearing just my black sneakers because it's comfortable. And yeah, so here's the skirt. You can kind of see where it bunched right here. And then the back, you can see the back. Wearing bike shorts. Bike shorts. I wear bike shorts with everything. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I like it. I think it works pretty well. Let me show you what it looks like with the shoes, the black shoes. And you can kind of get an idea of that. But I did like the pop of color with the orange and the orange. Thought that looked pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically where we are at. Here we can see with our next option, the black shoes. Super comfortable. You can walk for hours. You're comfortable. You got the bike shorts. Great, comfortable, sit down, no worries, excellent movement, but also cute with this red purse, reddish orange purse, so you can kind of go different directions with it. So this is what we've got so far. Yeah, there you go. We are done. We're done with this project, and I think on to the next. On to the next, to the next, to the next, and on to the next. To the next, to the next, and on to the next, to the next, to the next.